Speaking of escaping from Devil's Island, do you think this is finally over now so poor MJF can feel safe again? Chris Jericho played the part of Jason Voorhees in the close of the first Friday the 13th movie. All the murder and the mayhem is over with, and the survivor is in the boat, and suddenly Jason comes out of the boat, boom, takes the survivor down, or comes out of the water, takes the survivor down. Jericho came out of the water and took MJF out of the boat. We thought he was safe and ended up taking him to his watery grave. I know that Jericho felt left out with all the fancy musical entrances, but it was with that guitarist, it was hard for the fans to sing to that, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think, quite frankly, with any guitarist, I mean, it doesn't really work well with singing along, just a single guitarist playing along to the song.
Maybe Jericho should have gotten Booger to play him. It was rough. So I had to give that one a C. It was a little pitchy, dog, but they start the match, and finally there's a heel on the program. MJF wipes his ass with Jericho's jacket, tore fans' sign in half. And they started out wrestling, tackles and arm drags and etc., but then they did a hockey fight spot. Keep track of these. Because Jericho was a little weak on the hockey fight spot, and then they do the smoke and mirrors because Jericho, he's not going to take a bunch of bumps that he don't have to, and he's not going to run a lot of running spots, so they went out to the floor and in the crowd so that Jericho can do shit, exciting shit without doing it, actually. But now, when they were in the crowd, the announcers clearly said the match has no count out. Right? You heard that. I made note of it.
I don't remember what the commentator said.
The announcer said, when they were out past the barricade into the crowd, the announcer said, this match has no count out. Remember that for a second. So finally, MJF takes over, and he was doing the best he could. He has to not run off and leave Jericho. So it was slow paced. It looked even slower because of all the chaos, which is another reason not to have the chaos matches, because then when you actually have a wrestling match, they seem slow, even though they register with people. But again, the pace that Jericho looked like he could go after all the chaos made it look even slower. And then I thought MJF was able to keep it alive with his heelishness, but they didn't need to go so long. Then MJF hits the Heat Seeker pile driver on Jericho on the apron, and he falls to the floor, and Jericho, they tease a count out. And fucking, was it Aubrey? I think it was Aubrey gets to fucking 9, and Jericho rolls back in. Remember that one, too. So earlier in the match, there was no count out. Now they just milked a count out spot to the count of 9, and then the guy rolls in quick.
And Aubrey counts slower than my 3-year-old.
Yes. Although in all fairness to your 3-year-old, Aubrey also has more fingers. But anyway.
What?
She's able to count on it. Anyway. So then MJF took a power bomb onto the apron. And Jericho was in quicksand, and MJF was doing a good job selling his back. But then he turns the Hurricane Rana of Jericho off the top rope into a power bomb and sells his back. He couldn't cover quickly enough. Suddenly, Wardlow and Hager come out and get in a fight on the floor. They don't even make it to the ring. And a bunch of people are now running after them. So these two guys not involved in the match, they get in a fight 50 feet from the ring, and there's instantly people running after them, but people are being beheaded with chainsaws in the ring, and nobody comes out. I'm just standards, keeping everything copacetic. So then MJF hits Jericho in the head with Jericho's baseball bat. And, of course, he does it with the way they always use the bat to hit, that you don't use a bat like that. But he goes, the boom, and then MJF hits Judas with the hit. MJF hits Jericho with the Judas. Covers him 1, 2, 3. But Jericho got his foot on the ropes at 2.5. And I was right here, I wrote, MJF has stolen it. Perfect. They didn't bury him. That wasn't bad. Good timing with the leg. But wait. A second referee comes to ringside. Old Paul Turner, bless him. He saw the foot on the rope at 2.5. He didn't see the ball bat, apparently. There was 30 seconds before that. He didn't see anything else that's happened all night. But he saw the foot on the ropes. Restart. God damn it. MJF got his arm bar, but Jericho squirmed out of it, got the lion tamer on his bad back, and MJF tapped out. And there's the final word. Can this be over now?
It has to be. It has to be. And it should be.
Do you think, has he wrung every little bit of heat out of MJF, or can he get just a little bit more to, like the vampire sucking the blood, or like Christopher Reeve on South Park, sucking the blood of dead fetuses in order to gain superpowers to fight the evil Hackman?
Well, he's done everything he could for the last year to suck the blood out of MJF. Is there someone new that's arrived that Chris Jericho thinks has a tasty neck? I really don't know.
Ooh, there's some tasty necks still to come on this program.
And I'll tell you, some of them may be smart enough to say, I'll be friendly with Chris Jericho, I'll be nice to Chris Jericho, but no, I'm not going to appear on your podcast, and no, I don't want to do a program with you. We'll see what happens.
Do you think maybe they'll start wearing garlic around their necks just to make sure?
Maybe we can start a thing where fans start doing that. But what I was going to say is, I think MJF did as good as anyone could do in this situation. Jericho can't go anymore. I don't want to hear what anyone says, oh, look what he could do. He could do this. He hit the lion salt for once. He can't go anymore. And he blows up quickly. And I hated the shit in the crowd. I'll give Jericho credit. When they got to the ring, he did better than I thought he would.
He took more bumps and did more things than he had to do. But it's just that the match it gets so long, he has to rest so much in the middle. And the Vader arm whips from corner to corner where he doesn't take a step to even follow, and the shortcuts. And, people were asking like, well, CM Punk hasn't been in the ring in 7 years. How's his cardio going to be or whatever? He turned it up when he needed to, and he fucking kicked it in when he needed to, and then they sold when they needed to. And I know he's younger than Jericho, but he also hadn't wrestled in 7 years. But he didn't have a problem from what I saw.
MJF, like I said, as good as you could do. And I'm looking forward to what they do with him next. And I look at this like it's a mitzvah. It's over. It's the end or the beginning, however you want to see it. It's the beginning of the new year. Yom Kippur is coming up. God closes the book. He's done with Jericho. Let Jericho leech on to someone else. I hate the idea he's going to be on commentary ruining life for so many people every Friday night. But MJF is talented enough. In the ring, he showed that here. Look at his poise. Look at the little things he does. Look at his timing. Look at, like you said, when he went out of the ring and wiped his ass. Seems like a minor thing. Look at when he did it and why he did it. Wait a minute,
the way you said it. When he went out of the ring and wiped his ass.
Yeah.
The timing he wiped his ass with was amazing.
He wiped his ass with Jericho's
jacket.
Jericho's jacket. Jericho wiped his ass with the whole business.
Yeah, he wiped his ass before he came to the ring in other ways.
The finish was all wrong. The feud should have ended with MJF going over, setting him up for something else, not with the 50-something-year-old babyface coming out with a victory. Especially, we'll see how much he's going to be on TV. Is he going to be on the road, or is he going to be still doing TV tapings for the next few months? Bad conclusion. MJF got as much out of Jericho as any wrestler could, and the kid is, what is he, 25 years old, 24, 25?
Something like that.
I still have faith in his future. We'll see who they program him with, but it has to be over with Jericho, and they should get Jericho off the fucking show for a while. They won't. Tony's a big Jericho fan, and they love showing people sing. I don't mind the singing. It's Jericho. Why do I have to watch Jericho looking at everyone smiling?
But they've got.
I orchestrated this. Look at you suckers. Look at what you're doing because I set this up.
They got a new sing-along. Like Mussolini and Kennedy.
That's the only lyric of that song you know. Every time you sing that song,
I like Mussolini.
The first thing you go to is Mussolini.
Like Mussolini. That's the best part of it there. Boy, I tell you what, but we have our memories of MJF, even though, it maybe it'll get good from here. Maybe he'll rise to the occasion. Maybe his goose has already been cooked, but we've always got our memories. We can, you know what? We can take a nice snapshot of MJF 2 years ago when he was the best, freshest, most believable heel in the business, and we can send it to our friends at Paint Your Life, and that way we'll always remember the heel MJF, courtesy of a fine quality oil painting made from a world-class artist that's hanging on our wall.
I'm telling you, the Bobby Ewing painting, MJF in the shower at the end of the season, it's all a dream. We start anew. With MJF in a new program like Jericho never happened.
Oh, I wasn't sure where you were going because I thought the painting was Bobby Ewing on a bearskin rug naked when he was coming out of the shower.
No. That's Vince and the Warrior. You're getting things confused here.
Oh, I see. And that, well, nevertheless, folks, we've talked about our friends at Paint Your Life. They are back to continue painting your life. And what they do is very simple. They're going to continue doing it. They take any picture, any photograph that you've got, or a combination of photographs, and they get a professional hand-painted portrait made of it with their world-class artists. They work with you until the details are perfect. You've got a user-friendly platform. I've heard other people have those. That makes it easy to order custom-made hand-painted portraits in less than 5 minutes. You can receive your portrait in as little as 2 weeks, and it can be a picture of yourself, your children, your family, a special place, a cherished loved one that's gone, a pet, whatever, or a combination of picture. You can have all the family generations together, even if they weren't all in the same place at the same time. It's a perfect birthday, anniversary, or wedding gift. It can be cherished forever, and we love things that we can cherish. Anyway, right now at paintyourlife.com, there's no risk. If you don't love the final painting, your money is refunded, guaranteed. And as a limited time offer, you can get 20% off of your painting from Paint Your Life, 20% off and free shipping if you text the word DRIVE, D-R-I-V-E, to 64,000. That's 64 and 3 zeros. DRIVE to 64,000. 64,000, I say. Text it to DRIVE or text DRIVE.
No, text DRIVE to
or
64.
do all these things. Just cover all your bases. Folks, paint your life. Celebrate the moments that matter most. Terms apply. Available at paintyourlife.com/terms. Again, text DRIVE to 64,000. Do not text 64,000 to DRIVE because that probably wouldn't even work. If I knew how to text shit, then I'd be able to tell you for sure. But since I don't and never have, I'm not sure. Can you text a number to a word, or do you have to text a word to a number?
You could, I've never been asked this question before. You could text a word to a number, and I guess technically you could text a number to a word if you're typing out the word, but it's the numbers on the keypad.
Oh.
Why are we going into the technicalities of this? Ladies and gentlemen, a fine product, and of course, the holidays coming up, you need good gifts. Paint Your Life today.